Happy day. My name is Lynden Ombasa. I'm going to say the children's story. Our topic is Jesus, God still loves us, sin no more. The key text comes from the book of John chapter 4 verse 14. And it says, whoever drinks the water that I give him will never be thirsty again. The story of we will learn the story of the Samaritan woman. It comes from the book of John chapter 4 verse 1 to 42. One day, Jesus and his disciples were walking from Judea to Galilee. They had to pass through Samaria. Samaritans and Jews were enemies. They were not mixed up. Jesus and his disciples stopped near Jacob's well, which he dug up. It was around noon at that time. Jesus asked his disciples to go and buy food. As soon as they left, there came a Samaritan woman to draw water from the well. Jesus asked her, "Can you give me some water?" The Samaritan woman replied, "How can you, a Jew, ask me for water, and I am a Samaritan woman?" Those days, women came to draw water from the well in groups at a time where the sun is not hot. But this Samaritan woman did lots of sin, so she did not have friends. The Samaritan was a woman and Jesus was a Jewish man. It will be difficult to talk to each other when it is a man and a woman from different tribes. Jesus said to her, "If you knew who you are speaking to, and who I am, you will be asking me for living water." What is this living water? The Samaritan woman couldn't understand. So she said, "You don't have a bucket, and this well is deep. Are you greater than our ancestor Jacob? How can you get this living water?" Jesus said, "Anyone who drinks from this well will soon be thirsty again. But anyone who drinks from my water will never become thirsty again. They will also become a fountain of living water, sprouting forever." The woman was amazed on what Jesus was talking about. The Samaritan woman asked Jesus for this living water so that she can never be coming again at the well to draw water. Jesus asked her to call her husband. The Samaritan woman became sad and said, "I don't have a husband." Jesus said, "That's right. You do not have a husband, but you have had 5 husbands. This man you live with now is not your husband." The Samaritan woman said, "I see you are a prophet. You do not know me, yet you know everything about me. We say we should worship at this very mountain, but you Jews say the right place to worship is at the temple of Jerusalem." Jesus said, "You Samaritans know little about the God you are worshiping, while we Jews know the God we are worshiping. For salvation comes from the Jews. But a time is coming that when true worshippers will worship the Father in spirit and truth. Those are the ones God is looking for. And indeed the time is now." The woman was still confused and said, "The Messiah, also called the Christ, is coming, and he will explain everything to us." Jesus told her that He is the Messiah, the one you have been waiting for. The Samaritan woman ran and dropped her bucket and went to the village and told everyone to see a man who told her everything she ever did. Must this be the Messiah? The Samaritans came to Jesus, and he preached to them, and they were amazed by his teaching. The disciples came and asked Jesus to eat. Jesus said, I have food that you do not know. My food is to do my Father's will. You say that harvest is in 4 months, but I say the fields are ready for harvest. What does Jesus mean by that his food is doing his Father's will? He meant that doing God's will is more important than food. What did he mean that the fields are ready for harvest? Jesus did not want to be a farmer. He meant that the people he preached to, they were ready to hear the good news and share it to other people. Amen? Jesus is not faced by our sin. Jesus alone is our living water that fills our void. Our life should overflow into the exaltation of the Messiah. Worship God in spirit and truth. Be ready to share the good news at any time and any place. Jesus might find us when we least expect it. Amen? Christ's presence exposes sin and makes people squirm, but he can forgive sins and give new life. The location of worshippers is not nearly important as the attitude of worshippers. It doesn't matter that you come to church, but what matters is how you worship God. The living word, Jesus Christ, and the written word, the Bible, can satisfy our hungry and thirsty souls. As our bodies hunger and thirst, so do our souls. It needs spiritual food and water. Amen? I welcome the choristers to come sing song number 493, like the woman at the well, stanza 1 and 2. Stanza 1 and the chorus only.